This is Unity Radio Online, uniting through music.
Unity Radio Online, the Drifty Show. It's your boy Saviour taking over. What time is it? It's 20 minutes past 1. It's Your Music Matters campaign featured act. His name is Duane Flames. Good afternoon, Duane.
Good afternoon.
How are you doing?
Alive, and that's all I can ever hope for in this world, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, man.
Great. Now, you are an artist.
Yeah.
And you've got many talents happening for you right now.
I keep busy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I keep busy too, but I'm not an artist. But for real, nah. Well, I want to jump straight into it because there's a lot of things I would like to ask you. Okay. First and foremost, how old were you when you realized you want to become an artist?
That's a good question. I was 7 when I realized I wanted to get into anything musical when I was handing my first keyboard. And I realized that I could hear things and recite them and play them back. From there, I thought, wow, this is something to develop from. So I would definitely say that was a turning point. So 7 years old.
Is the piano the only instrument you can play?
No, as the piano has the full octave of all instruments range, I'm also able to play drums a little piece, synthesize some bass, a little bit guitar. Not great at it because I got the big
as
hands.
I said, man, I'm in talents right now, man.
Couple, just
that's
a few.
Like me. You know what? I play the piano, drums, guitar, but it's not about me.
It's all about you.
No, it's not all about me.
Come on, Saviour, man.
You are the. No. It doesn't work like this. Listen. That's amazing, actually. When I was 8, I think.
Okay.
I decided I wanted to get into something to do with media.
Okay.
So how did you develop as an artist from the age of 7 onwards?
Just constant practice. Constantly kept writing.
You wrote songs from the age of 7 too, right?
I wrote songs because I composed my own melodies. So, and those melodies I can still remember to today, which was quite amazing. And I hold the same principle that if I have a melody and I can hum it in my head throughout the day without being next to my musical equipment, once I get to my musical equipment, I can remember it. That's the ones I put down. And those are the ones that become most memorable, and those are the ones that people have favoured towards.
You're probably better than me because I forget. I have to write them down.
Well, this is it, because if you forget it, then it's not memorable.
Yeah, well. You see, maybe it's a good thing I'm not an artist then. No, for real. But you specialised in the start of your career with drum and bass.
I would say I was classically trained first and foremost.
You were classically trained? Okay, tell me more about that then.
I lived across the road from someone who was a grade 8 pianist. We went to church together. Her name's Danielle Gow. Shout out Danielle. Can't even continue this interview without mentioning people that have helped me along the line. And you'll
get your time to shout them out at the
end. Okay. But she, I used to go around their houses. The Gow family, beautiful family, took me in with my parents. Were going through madness. And the piano was just there, and she said, look, you kind of like it, Duane, let me show you some things. And that was it. She classically trained me from, and she didn't even ask me, she didn't charge me or nothing, Her parents paid for her tuition, but I got it free. So, yeah. And I fell in love with the piano even more from that.
't does piano help towards drum and bass? Because unless you're using things like Logic.
Well, I mean, drum and bass is just like one of the genres that I kind of spilled off into. Primarily hip-hop, I would say, is where I decided to try and perfect composition. And it helps because you always need to write different types of top lines.
Exactly. Now, could you explain drum and bass to me more? Because on a personal level, I understand drum and bass. I can tell when a song is a drum and bass kind of song. But how do you make it?
How do you make it?
Yeah. How do you make the lyrics match the melody?
Okay. For me, I worked closely with a group called Visionary Underground. They consisted of myself, DJ Feel Free, VJ Coco, which is a visual jockey, Damien Moraine, and Dr. Das from Asian Dub Foundation. And they kind of schooled me on what drum and bass was, because they liked the fact that I had a hip hop delivery. Yeah. And they wanted, and I'm quite cool with double time, and they wanted to extract that onto the music. So I came in as an artist first, but then they discovered, wait, hold on, you produce as well. You know, let's mix this up. You can define drum and bass usually by the tempo. It's quick, fast. The beats are like real kind of snappy with lots of timbers going through them. That's drum and bass. It's changed a lot. It's become a lot more commercial over the years. But yeah, it's easy to define. You can hear it. Okay,
so how would you say your style of music is for you?
Diverse.
Diverse?
Yeah.
So you can range.
Yeah. There's nothing like, I mean, if someone was to find my iPod on the street, they wouldn't know who the heck to find to return it to. Because I got everything there from, D&B, hip hop, Tupac to Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tupac's my fan. I'm a fan of him, man.
My dad was a big fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like, my cousin taught me everything I know about him, and that's why on my show is what we do. We just talk about mostly spiritual kind of life, upbringing things that make me feel good, that I actually think make other people feel good too.
Pac's music definitely embodied that.
Definitely. Would you say your music could do that for people? What kind of meaning and feeling do you think your music gives to the listeners or your fans? I can only comment on what I've been told, but it's been labelled words as inspirational, uplifting, positive, guiding, forms of guidance. This is what I've been told about my music. So I try to continue on that path. And how well do you take to constructive criticism?
Very.
Yeah.
My first criticisms were harsh, brutal.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a tough skin for anything, regardless, music industry, anything that you're trying to perfect in, if you can't be told the truth, yes, you can surround yourself with yes people, you'll never progress. I needed people that tell me, Duane, that's terrible. It's not great. I hate it. And that if I can prove to them that what I'm doing is of a standard that they appreciate, then I'm getting better.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So, I had a question in my head. I can't let it go missing, man.
Go on.
All right, you've worked with a lot of people. Yeah?
I have.
Like some Wu-Tang, Amy Winehouse, N-Dubs. There's so many names I can mention. Ronnie Size.
Yeah, we opened for Ronnie Size.
Yeah?
A little story about Ronnie Size. We got to the festival. The festival was in Poland, Audio River. Shout out Visionary Underground. And when we got there, we didn't get fed, nothing. They flung us straight on stage, right? 4,000 people on the beach, and we opened for Ronnie Size. It was an amazing show. The show was so electric that they had to switch off our sound before Ronnie Size was to come on. They didn't want us to continue.
They didn't want that encore before.
They didn't want that. This crowd was like, let's get some more. And the guys off the stage was like, the technical difficulties. I'm like, how can it be technical difficulties? You're just about to bring Ronnie on. Obviously, it's not technical difficulties.
It's fine. You know what? At least you know in your own right that you were smashing it.
Yeah.
And you could have carried on forever.
Yeah, we got the video footage too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'd like to see, I'd need to see that one, man.
That's all online.
For real. Definitely. I'll find it. Okay, so who inspires you? Because everyone has their own inspirations and people they think, you know what, you helped me develop my style.
Yeah, my dad, man, I mean, he was part of a group called The Investigators. Okay. They did a lot of lovers rock over here in the UK from, I say, about 70s to early 80s. And he was always like heavily reggae influenced, and he was my greatest critic as well. It's like, bass has got to sound a certain way. Music's got to be a certain way. Be more than music. Don't just be music, Duane. So he was more of an influence to me than any kind of artist that's out there, because he introduced me to all the artists that I listen to, even Tupac, in all honesty. So yeah, I say my father greatest influence music.
Definitely, man. That's amazing. So I was gonna ask you, how would you say your support is from your family and friends, but
my family and friends, they support me. They don't come to every show.
Yeah. It's probably hard though. You're going around the world, man.
Sometimes. I mean, I toured through France last year. That was cool.
Yeah.
We opened for like Ziggy Marley and Gentleman, and I don't think that's in the bio. My shout out to Mims. She always cusses me, Duane, you don't update your website, because I work hard on the Unsignedhype stuff.
Yeah, definitely. You should get someone to do it for you, man.
Yeah, but then everyone wants to pay it, man. I ain't got that. But I'm just trying to create that infrastructure.
I get you. They're staying like us. Nah, for real. Yeah. So again, sorry. How was your support then? So yeah, they can't follow you everywhere.
They can't follow me everywhere, but they tell people, and I guess I speak to people and they say, I've heard of the brand, I've heard of the name, and that can only be resonated through the family, because, I played them the stuff kind of, not first, but they get quite, they get dibs on.
They get the exclusives.
They get the exclusives sometimes, and they're there at most of the shows. We've got a show that we do in Camden once in a month for UKunsignedhype, and I see them more often than not.
Yeah.
But I got a big family, so.
So are you from Camden?
No.
No.
I'm from London. Originally, I'm from Hackney.
Yeah.
I moved from Hackney to Walthamstow.
I think Hackney has a lot of talent, man.
Hackney does have a lot of talent. I was born in the Homerton Hospital,
Yeah.
you know, sat down in Hackney for a little while. Then I moved to East London and moved me to Walthamstow, where I went to school and then ultimately college in Walthamstow. And then went off to a nice sunny place in the suburbs where I moved the family. I ain't gonna mention that because, you know.
No, I get you.
But yeah, so I get around.
Yeah, definitely, man. As you know what, I need to go on a holiday. I have not been anywhere in so long.
I just come back from Jamaica.
Yeah? How was it?
Come on, man, it's Jamaica.
Oh, of course, but you gotta ask.
I stayed in Trelawney. It was beautiful out there.
Is that where you're from?
My family are from Ochi, which is not too far. And I got some family in Falmouth as well.
Do people ask you to perform out there? Like,
No. I'm on a holiday thing, man. Even though I did link up with a few DJs and they took like the new single which I got for you.
Yeah, man, I see that. I can't wait to play that on there, man.
This one's it's nice. It's gonna be nice for Carnival as well.
Yeah.
Shout out People's World Carnival Band. We're gonna
Definitely, People's World. Everyone's gonna be there, man. Dressing up and all sorts. I'll be there. No? Anyway, yeah, we'll get into that another day. But yeah, okay. So you moved from the drum and bass to merging it with hip hop and. Well, with hip hop, right?
Yeah.
Now you've got a couple of new albums out. You're working on an album called Media Blackout. Now this is nothing to do with hip hop or drum and bass. Tell me about it. Tell the world.
Okay, I'm going back into my roots, man. So it's gonna be some
like the reggae roots.
Yeah, there's gonna be some bashment type elements on there. Pure, clean, conscious. You still will be able to dance to the stuff.
Yeah.
But I just, there's so much things going on in the world at the moment. The last few albums that I did were very informative. The way I like to write, I write to how I think things are going to perceivably be in the future.
Exactly.
The elections have just gone past. I got a track that I wrote in 2012 that reflect what's going on right now. So my music is very pitched for the future.
Right. Things about the conscious kind of music there, we put it on my show.
You know how it is with the universe. You tune in and you can feel the vibrations of what's going on, what's coming to happen. Like check the artwork. Where I Call Home, yeah. You see what's happening. That's London. That's London under siege, right?
Yeah.
This is from 2012.
My cameraman might want to zoom in on
that.
Might
want to zoom in on this.
Might want to zoom in
this
on
is
that.
from I'm not a prophet or nothing like that. No, I just tune into the vibrations. But that's artwork that I can see from 2012.
Yeah, man.
All
that's
right?
cool. I like it as well, man.
Thank you.
Did you make it?
Yeah. I really like to exhibit every element of my artistry because I work so hard on producing the music, mixing the music. I needed the casing to embody.
For those of you that can't see this is very similar to what the logo for my radio show, my show, is going to look like. It's got London. I think it's just London,
it's
right?
London.
It's London. I see that's the London Eye there, right?
Yeah,
man. Beautiful. Split into two, and then.
Yeah, and that's the Where I Call Home album, man. And I got Headliner album, which has come out after that. These are both on iTunes. Get that. Shout out to Gavin. He's from a phenomenal group called Chorus. He helped me with the Where I Call Home track, which you can find on YouTube, and it takes us through the London riots. I actually filmed through the riots in order to get a true sense of what was going on. Had some friends from Eastern Europe saying, are you all right? Is everything okay? I was like, yeah, it's just London going crazy at the moment. They know that I will speak. Some artists won't. Some artists won't. Some artists just lay down. Some artists don't want to shake up their comfort situation. They got the label. The label's like, be seen this way, wear this, do that, be nice, you'll get paid. Me, I pay myself. So there's no one that I gotta say, there's no one I have to appease. Yeah, the people need the truth. That's where I come in.
So with the Bashment album now, Media Blackout, what is your take on Bashment? Because I know, look, with me, obviously you take me to a club, Bashment's there. I love it. But what I don't is obviously, I have a different level of respect and there's things. It's just a way of dancing. Obviously, some people take it to the extreme.
You gotta remember, I'm a father, I'm a husband.
Yeah.
I can't have my son listening to anything that's not, and he's 3 years old. So he picks up my music more than ever now, and he recites stuff. I'm like, how do you know that? He's like, Dad, I listen, he's only 3. So everything I write, everything I conceive, it has to be of a level that this guy can go into nursery and still recite, and I not get a phone call, hey, can you come down and talk? We have to talk about your son, he's saying some things that are out of ordinary. It's not bubblegum, but it's non-derogatory. He has to be respectful, especially towards his mother and women. It's not racist. It's not sexist in any way, shape or form. I try and think outside the box. No swearing either.
Great, man. That's the best. That's what I would do as an artist.
Yeah,
I mean,
why not?
The other day, this weekend, I was listening to music and I was editing some songs to put on air.
Yeah.
And these are some artists that said, look, please put my music, promote my music for them. I said, look, happily. But when I was listening to it, one of the songs, I literally heard a bunch of swearing in the first verse. And I said, you know what, look, cool, I'm going to ask this guy what's going on.
Yeah.
So I asked him now and I was like, look, why have you got so many swear words? How does this benefit the kind of person you are and the style of music you have? He couldn't answer me.
So
right? Definitely, I agree with
this
that.
This is what I talked to my PR about, and she was like, because she's going off to Atlanta to do some bits and pieces.
Yeah.
And I said, you need to ask the artists that are coming to ask you for help. Where are they going with their music? Who do you think is going to influence and help? And where do you see your music in a few years? And is it going to help society in any way, shape, or form? Exactly. And then why are you doing it? If you're doing it to just, misogynism and, to try and glorify materialism, that's pointless. It's shallow and it's limited. No one needs any more of that. They have that in abundance internationally. Add something unique, which is yourself. Give a side of yourself. So many artists are scared to be vulnerable. So many people are scared to be vulnerable and share the honesty, that side of themselves. You don't have to be the hardest guy or female on the road. You don't have to be what you think people want. Just be you. And if they don't take to it, then it's their loss. That's what I see it.
So what are you trying to promote with the kind of artist you are? So I'll give you an example.
Go on.
Me, myself, if I was an artist or as a radio presenter, I try to promote peace in the best way possible. I have no violence, no negativity inside me. If someone can tell me the worst kind of situation, I will find the positive to put on it. I don't agree with medicine, none of that, that kind of stuff.
Holistic treatment,
exactly.
Pure vibes.
I'm just about life, nature.
Yeah,
that's how I promote everything. That's how I promote peace. It's written on my neck as well. So, what about you? How do I
go about doing that? Okay, we run a show at the moment called UKunsignedhype. You can check that out, UKunsignedhype.com. We invite artists to come down at least once a month. We have 2 shows coming up. The next one is on Wednesday, and that's at Camden Lockside Lounge. The next one is on the 20th, and that's the award show special. We also give away awards to artists at the end of the year. The award show special, where we are going to be showcasing the artists that we have given awards to for the last 3 years, is going to be at the 20th of May at the venue inside the O2 called the Water Margin. And we scrutinize every artist that come through. If you send me one tune, I'll be like, cool, let me hear the rest. If the other tunes don't reflect the positive one you sent, we can't entertain you. We're putting you in front of people who are working people who do not need to be bamboozled by anything crass. It's got to be positive. So what I bring in my artistry is a filtering process, because I demand that from myself, so I definitely demand it from the artists that try and that I give a platform to.
Cool, interesting. You lot need to make your way down there on Wednesday, boy.
Yeah, man. Both Wednesday. This Wednesday, Camden, Lockside Lounge, and then next Wednesday.
Camden's not too far from where I live as well. Maybe you might see me down there.
Come down, man. I don't know if you drink, cool. If you don't, then there's also there's a juice there for you, man. It's,
For real, I hear you. Nah, for real, definitely. So, where do you see yourself in? Let's say, I want to say 5 years, but you've been here a while. Let's say 3 years.
In 3 years' time, I look to expand the brand. Yeah. We also have a clothing brand.
I was going to ask you about that, but I wasn't too sure. I thought you might get offended if that wasn't your brand.
No. You ask away, man. I mean,
okay, so it says USH, right?
Which is basically it's an acronym, right?
Yeah.
It's for USH, which is UK Unsigned Hype. It also stands for Unity, Solidarity and Hope. So I'm kind of embarrassed that I didn't bring you a Unity t-shirt.
No, don't be embarrassed.
No, I feel embarrassed.
Don't be embarrassed.
It says it on the tin. Like, I'm embarrassed that I didn't bring a Unity t-shirt for you guys, but I can still get that to you.
Yeah, definitely, exactly. You don't have to worry about that. There's other days, man. More days to come.
Okay.
For real. But no, yeah, okay, cool. So how did you develop this then?
I needed clothes that no one had, so I could wear it when I performed. But then people said, hey, they're kind of cool, where can I get that? So I was like, all right, fine. And I put it online, and people started to buy it. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, like I'm not, don't call me sir, I'm probably younger than you, man.
I don't mean it in a way of a hierarchical structure. It's just
I respect that, because there's a lot of people that I call sir too, and they say to me, why are you calling me sir? I'm like, listen, it's just a matter of respect for me.
No, I'm not saying that you're feeling old, your beard looks trim, man. Ain't no grey hair showing, man. I try to tell the listeners that you're older than you are.
No, it's cool. But yeah, man, that's like me. When I wanted to make, if I was to make a logo, label, I would keep it simple.
Yeah.
Not too much glitter, too much glam.
No.
Just something that fits what I am. I'm a simple person, not simple-minded.
We also we help artists as well, because we're able to offer through the clothing brand collaborations. So if you're an artist and you want to be able to get your apparel out there to support your brand, we do deals with you. So you come along to us, you email us, say, Duane or Ash Clothing, can we do a collaboration? You send us for your ideas. We have designers on board. We design the product for you. We get it so that you can get shipping and manufacturing worldwide to your clientele, and you get a cut of the profit for every item sold.
Cool, man.
No one else ain't doing that. I'm just saying, man.
Exactly.
Just trying
That's
to help.
something big. Listen, it's a good thing.
The thing is, like, if people, like, I've realized you can't tell people to deter away from their passion. And in London, England especially, there's an inner city culture youth, national youth who really want to get into music, and you can't deter them from that. Because the more you tell them no, then the more they're going to want to do it. So what we can provide is a way of them financing themselves positively. You ain't got to be on the street shooting your mixtape. You know, you got the internet now. You don't even have to leave your house.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
You know
what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to leave your house, and this will create a way for artists to connect with their fan base. They can get merchandise through us to connect with their fan base that we will deal with the worldwide shipping and handling at no expense to them. All they have to do is pay for the design, and even that, we work with you. Good price.
Unity, solidarity, and I was going to say humanity, but
hope.
Which
is more of what humanity needs.
Exactly. Do you know what the funny thing about hope is? I mean, my chosen name for confirmation was faith.
Okay.
And I definitely believed in faith and hope. But there's this book I've been reading recently. It's called Little Book of Secrets. It basically has about 81 secrets in it, and it just gives you a bit of something about life.
Okay.
And I read this thing about hope. It's, if I can remember correctly, it goes, hope carries a subtle fear that hope won't come to pass. Fear carries a subtle hope that fear won't come to pass. And then the more I thought about it, the more I realized hope. Kind of when you hope things, it's you're hoping to rely on something. You're thinking, okay, it works both ways for me. So I'm still confused about hope, but I definitely still agree. There's nothing negative about a bit of hope.
Oh man, you wake up in the morning hopeful. You could have a good day, regardless. Even if the day before is terrible, and you go to sleep and you think, oh man, when you wake up that next day, just you wake up with some hope in your heart, with some love in your heart, and that problem that was so detrimental the day before, it could pale in comparison to the hope that you bring to the new day.
Exactly. So you're one of the people that live for the present day, right? Every day.
That's all we got.
Definitely. That's all we got. Exactly. This is what I want the world to understand. We need more artists like you out here. Please,
Thank you, sir.
Just promote yourself everywhere. Well, not right now, but everywhere. The world needs to know. The world needs to know.
Yeah.
But okay, so a bit more about Media Blackout quickly.
All right.
When is it released?
It'll be there later this year. I went to Jamaica to just sit down, chill.
Yeah.
And I got all the beats and instrumentals together. I did writing out there, which is cool. I wrote on the beach. I wrote in
It's probably one of the best things to do, man.
There's I wrote
Peaceful Mind.
Yeah, it's Peaceful Mind. Sun, sea, sand. I'm not trying to promote the place, but it was beautiful, man. And I just the people, and it's home to me in regards to it's where my roots are stemming from. So it was beautiful to be able to be there and right in amongst my vibration, my natural vibration. So I'm definitely going to be able to embody a lot of the island within this album, and I hope people just like the vibe. It's a bit more lighthearted. As I said, there's 2 albums before which are a lot more informative. I can't tell people any more than what's going to happen than I have.
Exactly.
I will, as things have come to pass, and people who didn't vote. See, the whole voting situation, man, that's got me in distraught as well.
Can I ask who you voted for?
I wasn't able to. I was out of the country.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it's just this, that, and that.
If you had the choice.
If I had the choice, well, you got the policy that favours the rich. You got the policy that favours the poor. They're more poor here.
Yeah.
I think they need to be helped more. I think definitely who are in power at the moment are favouring the rich. That's going to cause a lot of problems. I always support the underdog, and if the have-nots, in my eyes, are underdogs. No offense saying it as a term, but anyone that ain't able to do as much for themselves as others are definitely in an underdog position. So I would have favoured towards those who would have been able to be more empowering for those who don't have.
I hear you.
You feel
See,
me?
most of London voted for Labour.
Exactly.
I was on either side of those. You know, normally this is probably my second general election I was able to vote.
Okay.
The first one I completely ruined it. I didn't look at the vote and I just thought, no, this is not happening. I can't vote for something I don't believe in. Scribbled all over it, wrote a whole bunch of piece.
I had a friend and they went to the voting polling station. You know,
Yeah.
they tick off your name, and she said to me basically, she said, D, look. After they ticked off my name, there was a whole heap of names that were there that just not ticked. People just didn't come in. You know, and that's just one voting polling station. 15 million people, you know, didn't use their vote.
Exactly. So now I use it wisely, and I'll happily tell you I voted green.
Okay.
Yeah, for real. I mean, I saw another one there about justice and peace.
Yeah.
But I didn't know anything about it, so I wouldn't want to just run into something I don't know.
Yeah,
but what I did know
yeah.
about green was there about nature, life, and people, man.
I mean, I think, you know what? There's so many things that are thumped on the mainstream media. You can go and educate yourself, but the way that they fashion it, they make it so selective for people to get into.
Exactly.
You know, they don't make it as the media got a way of making anything that they want exciting to the people. You know, they make EastEnders excited.
Do you know what I mean? The cliffhangers also.
Why wasn't there a douche for the election? You feel what I'm saying? Like,
you know what I mean?
Where was the poignancy? Where was the focus? You know, it was like Newsnight at stupid o'clock. You know, when people are not watching that, they tuned into other things. Like, they put on things like Empire. Like, Empire's cool, but look at the timing. Yeah. Let's get the whole society into this. Let's give them our entertainment and the informative ones here.
It's their way of divide and conquer and distraction, right?
Get the albums. I know what's going on.
Yeah.
If you don't see me, you know that I said too much and knew too much.
Oh, that's like me. The same thing like me. All the kind of music I listen to and promote on my show. Definitely your music will be there too, now that I know of it.
Yeah.
I loved my commercial music. I loved the Kanye's and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I was actually a proper fan of Kanye. Like, it just did so much for me. But I'm more conscious about my music now.
Yeah.
I'm very conscious. I listen to things like Loki, people like Loki or Carla, you know, the UK scene, people that really mean something, the Lupe Fiascos.
Yeah,
I would definitely be listening to you.
Loki was part of Poisonous Poets.
Yeah.
And I produced Poisonous Poets' first album.
Really?
Yeah.
How was it, man?
It was weird. Nah, I love them guys, man. Shout out to Tony D, shout out to Reveal, Doc Brown, Therapist. It was a moment in time. We were signed to BMG. They gave us a studio, they gave us a van, they gave us a room, they gave us money, they gave us food. And it was like, just give us something back. And we worked and we created something that was like, I think it was a landmark in hip hop. I can hear a lot of the current MCs at the moment emulating some of the earlier stuff we did. We touched on everything, like from grime, hip hop. It wasn't all positive. We were young, you know, but we covered every genre before the genres were defined here. And you can go back in the history and if people say, Dwayne, how are you going to make them statements? Go on the internet. Go ask these people. You will find out the truth.
For real. It's true. You know what? Everything has its pros and cons.
Yep.
I believe in balance.
Exactly.
I thought the internet was so evil, but then at the same time, you can do so much good from it too.
It depends what you are searching for.
Exactly.
You know, and that's life. Life, it can be as positive or negative as what you are searching for.
Yeah, for real. Definitely. Now, we're gonna get into a little game quickly.
Oh, you play games here?
We play games here, yeah.
I like games.
Exactly. This is all Drifty's choice.
Okay.
We all have different kind of games and different shows. This is called Snog, Marry, Abort.
You can get me in trouble, man. You get me in trouble, man.
Similar concept to the show,
Okay.
just that, you know, you can choose one of the three for one of the three people.
Okay.
So you've got Beyonce, Kim Kardashian, and Jennifer Lawrence.
All right.
Snog, Marry, Abort.
What was the last one?
Jennifer Lawrence.
No,
abort. As in, I don't want you. No, go away, please.
Oh, right. Because, you know, there's some feminists out there, and that word is, you know.
Yeah, you know what, yeah.
What for all three, I can say, I just say abort, man. I don't know these people.
No, but if you had to choose.
Abort. I just still don't know these people. I see, you know, at one minute they portray wholesome motherhood, the next minute they're naked in the internet. Abort.
Okay, fine. You know what? Okay, how am I need to try and think of some new other artists. All right, I can put some UK artists now. Miss Dynamite.
Yeah.
Ariba Red.
Yeah.
And I need one more. You might as well help me with the last one, man.
What about someone like India Ari?
There you go.
I would say Hug, high five, have a coffee with. I'm not snogging none of them. I'm not marrying them. And I'm not going to abort them. I think they're positive, but you need to change that.
You know what? Yeah, we need to change that. You know, I will talk to Drifty. Don't worry, it'll happen. All right, cool. You know what, fool? Cool. Don't worry about the game. The game's fine. The game is not important right now.
We didn't want to play no game. But why you get this guy here? He wasn't trying to talk. We just talk political.
No, it's fine. You know, that's what I do. But it's what I do. My show is all about political stuff, religion, spirit, everything about life. As long as it's life, as long as it's breathing, as long as it's living, that's all I care about. Keeping that peace and happiness around. And I can see you do the same too.
We have to, man. It's easy to just be part of what's going on, man. You have a part of the problem, you're part of the solution, man.
For real. It's been amazing. Like, you know what? It's fun, weird. Every time I take over the Drifty show, I get the positive artists. I get the artists where they do something for more my show, or the kind of things that I want to promote in the world. So know what?
That's because that's what you put out to the world.
Definitely, I feel like everything happens for a reason. Even when the bad things happen, I know I'm there when I need to be. It's cool. You move through it. You move forward. I'm learning to write songs now.
Okay.
How hard do you find that? Or how easy do you find it? I should say.
My first A&R, who got me signed to Sony BMG, Martin Moulton, shout out. He said to me, Duane, unless you feel the bass line, unless you feel the piano kick, unless you hear something that excites you, just don't do it. So my advice to anyone who's doing any music, unless it genuinely excites you, don't do it. It's like cooking a meal that you don't want to eat. It makes no sense. You know, don't do it because you won't flavor it right because you didn't even know what you were trying to achieve.
For real. Hey you. Putting out all the stops there. And the truth is everywhere. You need to learn to take control of it.
You wanted to ask me about how Amy Winehouse was.
I wanted to ask you about Amy Winehouse. We'll run through this quick because I'm making this interview very long.
I did.
Tell me because I'm one of her biggest fans.
For MTV, I got to open up for her and Lamar.
Yeah.
So this was a while ago, obviously, because she's, it had to be. She's not here anymore. She was a real kind, calm, positive, lovely person in regards to her music, and she just was on the stage and she just did her thing. She came off and she was just real kind of gentle and bubbly, and this is before she blew, I just think there's a lot of pressure put on artists, and obviously the more you put out there, the more pressure is going to be applied, and in the case of physics, the more pressure that's applied to any one entity, it can break them depending on how strong the structure is. And obviously her music was beautiful and powerful, but her structure was, is of pure essence and was able to be broken. But when I met her, it was before that, and I was able to cross paths with someone who infected the world through greatness, and it was a blessing.
Definitely, man. It's you know what, it reminds me of why I'm here.
Right.
It reminds me of what my mission is on Earth.
Okay.
I definitely believe that my soul will live forever.
That's a deep statement.
And I will support you throughout your work. I will do whatever it takes to get you further than you already are, and wherever you hit your limit,
I appreciate
try and help you exceed that limit, because this is what I do in this world. So,
God bless you.
Yeah, man. God bless you too, man. Thank you for coming on the Drifty Show.
You're
It'll be a
welcome.
pleasure to have you on Unity Radio Online.
Thank you.
Would you like to give the listeners your shout outs and your social networking sites and everything about you?
Okay, social network sites, www.duaneflames.com, spelled D-U-A-N-E, flames, F-L-A-M-E-S.com, no space, no hyphen, no underscore. www.UKunsignedhype.com. That is the event show. You can find ush.clothing.co.uk through there as well. Shout out to the team who hold me up. Shout out to Mike, he does graphics and singing. Shout out to Mariana, she's right now in New York pursuing her dreams. Go and take that to the world, baby girl. The world must know your brilliance. Shout out Mims, she makes me work harder than anybody. Shout out to Tubby Boy, he's hard, he's like my little brother, but he always tells the truth, I love it. Shout out to Jermaine, J-Dove Agency, he helps and supports. Shout out to Dange, hey, our newest DJ on the block right now. Shout out to Slipper, our oldest DJ on the block. Shout out to Chills, she sometimes appears at shows, but she always WhatsApp me, I love that.
Got a lot of names, man.
We ain't finished yet.
Yeah, it's cool.
Shout out to Sabina, she knows I love her. Shout out to Jaden, that's my son. Shout out to my mother, rest in peace to my father. Am I missing anybody in this cipher? Shout out to Little C. We talk most days, and she's like one of the most amazing, talented designers. Make sure you Google her as well. If you need to know anything about design and stuff, holler me and I'll put you in touch with her. She's phenomenal. I think that's everybody. Shout out to Samson who got me this interview. If I don't, I know he's gonna cuss if I don't say something. And this guy is like, that's a visionary. Some people will come together. He works with another entity. That's Hype HQ. Shout out to them. We're trying to come together. UK Unsignedhype HQ. I say it here right now. I think that entities can work together in order to do stuff. Why not? More building, more unity. There's like 10 million people plus in London. You don't be greedy with market share. Learn to collaborate. A joint venture might help you venture, and that's the truth.
Done?
I can be done.
Sure?
No.
Go on.
Okay. Shout out to Lockside Lounge. Shout out to Sydney, who's based at the water margin, for doing everything he can in order to help me push the artists through. Shout out to all the artists that are going to be performing down at the next Unsignedhype show on the 13th of May. Shout out to all the artists that are going to be performing at Unsignedhype on the 20th of May. Shout out to all the listeners on Unity Radio. Shout out to yourself.
Thank you.
I believe that's it. I really could be here for an hour just doing a shout out.
Cool.
If I missed you out, it's only because I'm getting rushed off the station.
That's fine. You're not getting rushed. Okay, you know what? Fine. Yep. He's getting rushed away. But you know what? Again, thank you for the interview. It's been a pleasure having you. Unity Radio Online, the Drifty Show. Yeah. You will catch Duane's single on our show later on. The show finishes at 3, so be sure to look out for it. Yeah.
Love and blessings, man. Guidance,
love and bless.